So Ogden was great. It was really cool because we had the city of Ogden, so we had like the heart of Ogden, and we had Idaho and Wyoming. So we had like little farm towns, and I guess we had Logan too. So it was like a mixture of like city, urban life with country as well. And at one point it was, if not the highest baptizing, one of the highest baptizing missions in the world, which I was surprised because it's Utah. Like that's weird. Like nobody gets baptized in Utah. So like the weather isn't too bad. It's kind of warm in the summer. It's dry, so it's not bad. Like I'm from Tennessee, so it's humid. So the dry is not that bad. It doesn't get that hot. It gets kind of cold for me. I don't like the cold, but it got to like, depending on where you serve, like if you were up in like Star Valley, it could be like -30. If you were in Ogden, it could be like the 30s or like the 20s or something like that. Sometimes single digits. And some really nice people. Some of the nicest people you ever meet in Utah. It's kind of surprising. Like we would sometimes even walk into places and members would pay for us. They'd be like, "Hey, are you going to buy those groceries?" "Yeah, I thought I was going to." Like, "No, you're not. I'm going to." "Oh, okay." And then just an interesting thing is just how we covered so many stakes. We didn't cover wards, we covered stakes. And there was a point in time where there were areas with like 4 or 5 stakes, like 40 plus wards, a set of 2 elders or sisters would cover. Just kind of nuts. So you can imagine correlation meetings all the time, meetings with tons of stake presidents, meetings with bishops, PECs. Sunday's a busy day. So if you think you're going to rest on Sunday, you're not. You're going to be busy. The food, there's normal food. Spaghetti, lasagna, pizza sometimes. I've had, what is that called? Chili. I've had chili. I've had rice. If you serve in the country areas, up in like Tremont stuff, sometimes you'll get like steak and potatoes, which was super nice. They will bombard you with desserts, at least I was. I had some areas where they would literally be like, "Elders, here's a 1,000-pound piece of apple pie and like 4 million scoops of ice cream." And I'm like, great, this is perfect. I'm just gonna be able to eat this all up and not gain a pound. So like if you're not health conscious too, you can gain weight, but I didn't gain much weight. It's not too bad. But good food, it's normal. The people are awesome. There's a lot of work to be done, and I'd recommend to going into the Utah mission, the Ogden mission, getting to know the bishops, really getting to know them and becoming their best friend, and whatever they tell you to do it, even if you think, well, that's dumb, like, I'm smarter than that, I know how to do missionary work. Well, you don't. The bishops will help provide you with people to teach. The members are your key, especially in Utah because they're everywhere. You don't go tracting. I mean, I tracked it a little in Ogden, but not much. You can even find people to teach. But a lot of things we did too was working with part member families and unbaptized kids lists. We actually had a cool experience where I had a companion. We were serving in Clearfield, and we had a list of unbaptized kids. We went through quite a few of them. Actually, it took about 100 names to go through because nobody was interested in learning about the gospel. But 100 names later, we ran into this family, the Wayment family, and Eric Wayment, he was about 9 years old, was starting to get interested in learning about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And as we entered his house, after 100 doors, he said he was interested, and he ended up getting baptized in March, I believe. 2011 or something like that. 12, I don't know. Dates. Doesn't matter. But it was a cool experience to know that if you just work as hard as you can, you'll see the fruit. And sometimes you won't see it right away. You might just have to keep going and doing what you're supposed to. And you might get a call or a text or an email 2 years later and find out somebody you were teaching or somebody you gave a Book of Mormon to on the streets is interested and wants you to be at their baptism. And so it's a pretty fantastic experience.